Alright guys, welcome back to another video. This is once again another news related video. This time I'm going to be talking about Target. Although this stuff's kind of, a little bit outdated. Because here's the thing, I actually wanted to talk about this stuff last year, before Christmas came, but things got really crazy and all that, and I didn't really like the video, so I decided to redo it, and all that. So I'm going to be talking about, Target, and, they're apparently going to have some changes that are coming, and some that have already happened. So I'm going to be talking about that. As you guys know, you guys do not have to, watch these videos. I do reviews and stuff. I actually do have a review planned for next week. I do. It'll be coming out next week. And all that. I'm not going to say why it'll be out next week, but it'll be a little bit of a surprise. Kind of in a way. It's not really a celebration, but I figured it'd be a good timing, because I was going to do it. I was actually going to do it before this video, but I'm like, you know what, I'm going to wait. So I'm going to do that, later. But, I'm trying to get back into doing more reviews, because I think those are kind of more fun. But, yeah. But, yeah, basically, also, if you guys haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. I am trying to get to 1K subs. I'm getting closer and closer. Thank you guys for the support and all that. And I'm going to try to get more of my Let's Plays uploaded too. I just haven't had time. So those will be coming too. I mentioned that I've had problems with the Wi-Fi cutting out and my video is not going through. So, yeah, my, PS5 and all that. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say, though. So, let's go ahead and talk about this. So, Target, Target is kind of in a, situation right now where they're kind of, some people love them, some people hate them. They're kind of, they're kind of in the middle right now, and, that is because apparently, now this is kind of stopped, but, a few years ago, they were selling, apparently some sort of, wear and all that, some, clothing, for, LGBTQ stuff and all that. People were flipping out. People were boycotting Target because of it. Which, I mean, yeah, they shouldn't be selling that crap to, minors. I think that's not right. But I'm just saying, I feel like boycotting them, it kind of doesn't make sense when there are other stores that have done worse. I'm just gonna say that they're, selling stuff to young kids is like that. I don't think it's okay. That's just my thing. I'm just saying, I mentioned I don't have a problem with LGBTQ stuff, but I don't think you should be selling that to, younger kids and stuff. But like I've said, there are other stores that I feel like have had problems, if you go to a Dollar General and all that, if you notice, employees and all that, it's very hard for employees to get hired and all that. And then you got, we got that, and then not just that, but you got, not just that they're, having a hard time hiring people, but their floors are all dirty and stuff like that, too. People are having problems at Walmart and stuff, and all. Target kind of just feels kind of natural. I feel like it's a store that's kind of just there. They sell some merchandise and stuff there too. And they do have their little dog animatronics that I like, which is pretty nice. But yeah, that was a big thing that they kind of did and all that. And some people are still boycotting Target from what I could hear because of that. And I'm just if they're not selling the products anymore and they're mad about it, like, wouldn't it make more sense to, like, support the stuff, and then they'll keep it away or something? I don't know. It's kind of confusing, Like, I don't normally get into this kind of stuff, but I'm just saying, I don't know. It doesn't really make sense and all that, but, I don't know. But yeah, Target, though, has been doing that and all that. But the thing is, though, I'll talk about this real quick, too. I'll go ahead and bring this up, too, because I just read an article on this. It looks like Missouri, too, speaking of, LGBTQ stuff, it looks like Missouri is kind of, it's not going to be allowing, minors to get, like, sex changes and stuff like that, too, so they're kind of pushing that. And all that, and, yeah, like I've said, I don't think minors should be getting, like, like, sex changes and all that, like, especially when you're, like, a kid, like, I think that's way too young, and all that, like, I don't have a problem with it, I really don't, like, I don't think it's hurting anybody and all that, but, like, the thing is, though, when you transition into, a different gender, it's really hard, like, pretty much impossible to change back, so, but, yeah, I don't know, but that stuff's very controversial. I see the people fighting back and forth on it, but, yeah, I do, I'm somebody who doesn't mind it, but I'm saying, like, I definitely don't think, kids should be dealing with that stuff. That's just my thing, but one thing I will say I disagree with is sports, like, in certain ways, like, maybe football and maybe wrestling, which I guess technically females, I've seen wrestle males too, but like football and stuff, like, those kind of sports, like, I can kind of understand why they don't want males and females to play, but I'm like baseball and golf and all that, like, I don't really agree with and all that, but that's just kind of my opinion there, but I don't really agree with it because I'm like, I've seen people just for fun play together and all that, and I've seen some pretty good stuff there, but I'm just like, I don't know, I think what they should do is go by strength, maybe, I don't know, or like, I don't know, because some people have different strength, than others, and all that, but, I just don't agree that I think a gender always, matters on that kind of stuff, but, there are some sports that technically both play, like bowling, there's female and male people that play, but, yeah, that's just my opinion there, but, yeah, they're talking about now banning that completely, too, and all that, and, I'm just like, yeah, I think this stuff's kind of going a little too far, but, in some cases, but, yeah, I definitely don't think minors should be, like, again, having sex changes either, but I'm just saying, like, but, like, I don't know, like, I'm just saying, but that's just kind of, my thing there, but, I'm gonna kind of stop talking about that stuff. I just wanted to bring that up because apparently that's an article that came up with Missouri now, that they're now passing that law. So, yeah, you're gonna probably expect more of that, but, you can still play sports for fun, but you won't probably be seeing a lot of sports and stuff. They were mostly transgender anyway, but I'm just saying you probably, like, they're not gonna be seeing a lot of that stuff in general, but I don't know, it's just kind of, like I said, it's just kind of a thing, like, but that people might have different opinions on, but what I really want to talk about, though, with Target, though, is, they have been losing a lot of money because of what happened with the outfits, and all that, but Target has been kind of struggling for a while as it is, because, they have Walmart and Amazon. They just don't seem to be keeping up as well with them. I will say, though, I actually like Target over Walmart. Target, for me, is a lot better than Walmart. just because I like that Target actually had stuff in it. Like, they have their own merchandise and all that. They have their little dog stuff in the windows and all, and they still have a freaking restaurant. I don't like coffee, but they have a Starbucks in there, which, I guess Starbucks is kind of all over the place, but, there might be, some cases where there really isn't a Starbucks nearby, and you got Target, Actually, I think the one in Jeff might be like that. I can't remember, I think Hy-Vee has a Starbucks, too, in it, but they have a Starbucks outside, too. Isn't that kind of funny? You have, like, two freaking Starbuckses, and they're literally, like, you got one in their parking lot, and then one, like, literally inside their store. Like, I'm not joking. Like, that's just crazy. Or actually, no, wait, never mind. They don't have a Starbucks in there. No, they have, like, another bakery in there. I'm pretty sure they had a Starbucks in there at one point. I don't remember. Or maybe I am just thinking of, Target. I don't know. But Target, though, the thing is, what I want to say with Target is, yeah, they have, like, their Starbucks and stuff. So they're a store that still has something in it. Walmart really doesn't have a lot in there anymore. You can still go buy stuff in there, but they don't have as much as they used to. They still have movies. They're like one of the few stores that still sells movies and all that. But even their movie catalog is not, like, very, very big. They have, like, some Disney movies and stuff. Like, I think a lot of them sell Toy Story and stuff in there, too, which is Pixar and Disney. But a lot of people don't really like, Disney, plastering the logos off of their stuff, so people kind of just buy this up somewhere else. But I'm just saying, they do have their special editions and stuff, too, they have there, but, I'm just saying, they got movies still there, just not a lot. They never really did. They had movies in the past, but a lot of the stuff they had was, like, it tended to be the newer stuff, and then, like, the blockbusters and stuff would carry the older stuff. Same with Target. But yeah, but sometimes they would get, like, stuff in there, like, one time they were selling, like, Scooby-Doo and all. They were selling the Scooby-Doo stuff. They were doing that in the, they were selling the Scooby-Doo stuff in the, in the store, like, and it was like the Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo stuff, like, I think it was Volume 1 or something like that. I don't know, I don't remember, like, what the DVD was called, but I was actually gonna buy it one time, and then, I didn't have the money and all that, and I just didn't buy it. I don't remember why I didn't buy it. They also had, back in the day, I remember this too, going to Target, and they had, Walmart didn't have this, but Target did. They had, a DVD, it was, the Clone Wars, back when Disney originally canceled it. So you could actually find, I think, 2 complete series of it. Yeah, you can. You can find, they actually did, I think, release their season, and I think, season 7 on DVD, so you can actually find it. And I've seen The Mandalorian, at least the first 2 seasons, on DVD. So you can still find that stuff, but, that stuff, like I said, is very, it's not in the stores a lot, but they do have kind of some slim pickings, but my thing is, though, I don't know, the 5 of Target is kind of a little bit better. However, though, they got a new CEO, and, I talked about the Vive and stuff, and now I'm afraid they're talking about wanting to remodel the stores again. Yes, again. I guess, to be fair, Walmart's doing the exact same thing, but, like, didn't they just do this remodeling crap, like, not that long ago? I guess they did it before the pandemic, or actually a little bit after the pandemic, some of them did. Which, by the way, they took away all the color, pretty much, like, the red and stuff's gone and all that. They said they got rid of it, not because, I've talked about this before, how people are trying to say that red's a bad color or not. No, they actually painted the outside red, but they, but they changed the inside of it. They got rid of all the red pretty much on the walls, so it kind of just looks like freaking Walmart a little bit. I will say their flooring looks better and all that, but they kept the old flooring, but they did get, well, I guess they got rid of the red stripes on the floor and stuff, but yeah, it just doesn't look as appealing, as it once did. It doesn't look as appealing, Walmart did the same thing. They got rid of their, their old colors too. Heck, why don't I show you guys a picture of it real quick so I can kind of demonstrate, what I'm talking about. Well, I said 2000s, but you see, this is what Target used to look like with the lights and stuff there. Now, there's no red on the walls, but they had these cool lights on the walls. Actually, it looks like what is that, no, that's not a movie section. I don't know what that is. I don't know, they had all that. And then they had their, they had their coffee shop here, though. See that? They had a coffee shop. Sorry if it's not loading right. I'm not sure what's going on. I probably need to clean my phone out a little bit. But you can see here, they used to have their own, coffee place and all. Now they just use Starbucks. Now, I think you can still find some Targets with this in here. But they pretty much swapped that with, Starbucks. So there's that. But yeah, see the stripes on the ground, you see that? But that says the 90s, though. But yeah, they had, oh, that one had a Pizza Hut. Interesting. Now, Kmart had, little seizures and stuff, too. Maybe I'll show you guys that in a second, too. I don't really need to, but you guys can kind of demonstrate. I can kind of demonstrate what I'm kind of talking about. I want to see if I can find, there's some red there and all that, but, they actually, had, actual red walls. I guess that's kind of good there. It kind of looked like that a little bit. Or I guess that's probably the coffee place, too. Yeah, I think that's the coffee place as well. Oh yeah, here we go. Now see that? That's the red stuff there. So that's the red walls. But see, now they're all gray now, just like Walmart and stuff. They don't have unique colors anymore. And even Dollar General has been doing this too. Dollar General's been doing this, but they had their yellow walls and stuff like that. So it kind of sucks. But let me show you guys what I'm talking about with, Walmart. You guys can kind of see some stuff here. But see, it's kind of a little bit different here, too. I guess to be fair, they don't really have a lot of color here. It's more white. But their colors are more blue and stuff. But there's not really a lot of blue. The register stuff's blue and all that. But their bakery here. Well, this is the 90s here. But their bakery, had something different, though. You guys can see there's a McDonald's there, too. You see that? That's a McDonald's. That's pretty cool, right? Little McDonald's. I don't think I've seen a Walmart like this, though. McDonald's is no longer, sadly, in Walmart. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this, too. They had this, too. That's gone. The Walmart in Jet doesn't have that anymore, either. I guess they had Gameplay, though, but Gameplay's gone, I think, too. I don't know if Gameplay's still there. Oh, it says a Rare. Yeah, that's gone, though. They don't have it there anymore. The gameplay wasn't nothing, super fancy or anything, but it was something pretty cool. But yeah, that's kind of what I miss, though, seeing all that, because Walmart's floors are now, they look terrible now. Like, they look really terrible. Also, this one's got a red sign for some reason. Working at Walmart in the 2001, huh? Apparently they say they had fish tanks too, but I didn't even know about that. But there's their floors. Yes, their floors there. Now, their floors don't look bad here, but trust me, they're all, like, beat up and stuff. They don't look very good. But see, they look kind of nasty, don't they? They look nasty. I'm guessing they changed them so it's easier to clean, but I don't know, they look worse. You know, they look worse. You know, they don't look great. They look worse. You know. Here you can see like what they look like here, though. Yeah, see, they did a phase where they had yellow on the walls too and all that. You know, that was probably one of my favorite phases of Walmart. You know, even though the fish tank would have been nice, because I don't think I've seen one, or if I did, I don't remember. There's Walmart in the 90s, but it shows the modern Walmarts. I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of, you know, what happened there. Like I said, they kind of did the floors and stuff there. But I mean, they kind of always had a great look to it. You know, and I actually liked their 2010s design a little bit, because it looked a little bit different, with their coloring, but I guess now looking back at it, they kind of had their own thing too, where Target, you know, they kind of looked more like Target in there, but again, they've been remodeled. They've remodeled all of them pretty much. Target, you can still, well, Walmart, you can still find some too, but Target, you can probably find more of those, so, yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys, Kmart, and then I'll show you guys, because I want to show you guys the Kmart and all that, because I'm trying to demonstrate stuff here, you know. So I'm gonna show you guys the Kmart stuff, and then I'll show you guys kind of Dollar General, and then kind of, you know, then get back to the actual video. But I'm trying to demonstrate kind of what I'm talking about here with modern stores. Alright, they're supposed to be Kmart and like Little Caesars. They actually had their own thing too and all that. I don't know, I never was really at a lot of Kmart's, because, you know, you know, because, you know, our store was like, that was like the closest Kmart I really had, because pretty much all of them kind of closed down. I mean, there was ones in like St. Louis and stuff like that, but pretty much the one I went to was in Jeff, but it didn't really have a Little Caesars cafe in it. It didn't. But see, they have like little tiles and stuff on there, which is pretty cool. And I was trying to find some pictures, because it's showing some Kmart's that are not inside the U.S. too. So some of the stuff looks like it's actually in the mall, not in Kmart. I don't know. But you can see here too, see the yellow and stuff too. See, all these stores kind of used to have color and stuff in them, and now they're very lacking. They all kind of match. Same with restaurants, you know, they all kind of have to match. Although they're not as bad as them, they're definitely not great either. Also, look at that one. That one looks like it doesn't have a freaking floor at all. That one looks like it's just freaking, they like ripped it off, like ripped it out. See, that's what the flooring kind of looks like, though, in these. See, it looks like that. See, like, look at that. That doesn't even, like, what even is that? Like, is that even supposed to be a Dollar General, you know? Like, that one looked like it had green in it. Oh, that one had green in it. Was that a Dollar General, too? Oh, no, that was a Dollar Tree. Yeah, see, they used to have, like, their own colors and stuff, so it was really cool to see that on the walls and stuff. I mean, you can still find some of those, you know, at places and stuff, but they're pretty hard to find. But let me get back to the video, though. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys that stuff because yeah, this is kind of what I hate, is when they keep remodeling this stuff and all. I don't know, it just looks kind of worse and worse. If Target's gonna put all this money into remodeling their stores, I kind of would like them to remodel them back to kind of how they were, you know? Like, bring back some of the color and make them less corporate looking. But I'm kind of afraid they're gonna start doing that. They're gonna make them more corporate and all that, and it's gonna take away the vibe a little bit. I mean, the vibe's already kind of gone with them, but yeah, I still like Target, you know, because of their dogs and stuff like that too. But at this point, they're starting to just become another store and all that, like just another freaking store and all that. Like I'm like, I wish these stores, you know, would go back to what they were. You know, you know, I showed you guys the colors and stuff and all that. Like, each store had their colors. Walmart had their fish tank, you know, and all that, you know, and they had a fast food place kind of in there. And I'm not saying Walmart and all of them eat fast food places. I'm just saying, like do some stuff, you know, different and all that. Now, Walmart did bring back the smiley face jackets. They did bring back those. However, you know, they're sadly not, you know, that's kind of all they've really done so far. But I mean, that's better than nothing, you know. But I'm just saying, you know, like, you know, I kind of would like for them to bring back, like, the, you know, fish tanks and all that. I like Target to bring back the lights or something, you know. And I mean, if you're gonna remodel the stores, that's fine, but keep some of these elements in there, you know. Like, I feel like maybe Target could do something else with the lights, you know? Like, maybe they could, like, make different sections with, like maybe the grocery section could have purple lights. Maybe the registers could have, you know, you know, I don't know, like, maybe, I don't know, blue lights or something like that. I don't know, they could do something with it. That's the problem, though. I don't feel like they really are doing a lot with it, and I don't know. I'm not sure why they got rid of the lights. I'm assuming, like, well, I heard one person say they might have gotten rid of them because of electrical, you know, issues, like it was costing too much money to run it or something. I don't know, but I don't know. I feel like replacing it with, like, other lights would have been nice, you know, but I don't know, I'm just saying, you know, I don't know, I'm just saying they could do some other stuff with this, but I don't know, I just kind of miss, you know, these stores kind of having their own thing, and all. They're kind of becoming like the fast food places where they're all kind of becoming the same and all that, and I kind of hate that and all that, and something else too, that I want to talk about with Target that I almost forgot about, which is the big thing I wanted to talk about in the video, is apparently now, Target is also, you know, requiring people to smile, too. Yep, so you gotta smile, and all, which, I mean, yeah, you giving smiles and all that, you know, is good for the employees, good for the customers, but, I don't know, just saying it like that just sounds kind of creepy, you know, but, I mean, I get it, you want to be respectful to your customers and stuff like that, but I don't know, like, you know, I'm just saying, you know, that just seems kind of a little bit weird the way you say it, but, I mean, I get it, you know, you want to make people happy and stuff like that, but that just sounds kind of weird, you know, but yeah, yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, that's kind of something I don't know how I feel about that. On one hand, I want to see more people smile and not be so grouchy and like a bunch of people at McDonald's and crap like that. How they seem like they're always in a pissy mood or something like that. Not saying everybody like that who works at McDonald's is, but a lot of people are. But on the other hand, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about people being forced to smile, I'm like, I don't know, just saying it like that just sounds kind of weird, but, I don't know, we live in a strange time, yep, we do, but, I guess I can go back to the, the remodeling thing too, because, I wanted to bring that up so I didn't kind of forget about that, but, yeah, I don't know I don't know what the remodeling is gonna be. I tried looking it up. I guess I haven't looked it up lately, but I don't know like what the concept is going to look like. I'm just like thinking to myself, I'm kind of like, can we have the color come back? In Target, like make it colorful again. Like I don't know, like why we can't have colors and all that, and they're trying to say it will attract more customers and all. I'm just like what's going on in their minds thinking that, like, a lot of people do not like this. I feel like if anything, this crap is driving people away, and all that. And I mean, yeah, there's gonna be people that are gonna boycott Target, no matter what, for like what they did with the clothing and stuff. But I'm like, you can still get back a lot of your customers if you kind of go back to the way things were, I mean, again, your rival Walmart's doing it, so I don't see why you guys can't do it too, and I mean, yeah, not everything's gonna probably go back to the way it was in the 90s and 2000s and stuff, but I'm just saying, they can keep some of the stuff, or bring some of it back, I should say, because a lot of it's gone, it can still be good, but, yeah, I don't know what to say about this, but, that's pretty much all I have to say here, though, we'll see where this goes and all that, I'm just like, I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, I kind of wish these stores could, like I said, go back to the way they were and all that, but I don't know what's happening with some of this stuff, but I'm not in charge of remodeling stores. I would love to do it. I would do it for free, just give out ideas, but you gotta have like I think a college degree or something for that. I'm not paying a crap ton of money to go to college for this stuff and then get replaced by AI or something, because it's happening. AI's replacing people's jobs and it sucks, but again, that's the world we live in now, so yeah. We'll see how long that lasts, because I'm sure there'll be a riot of something, but because people need a job to pay for this stuff, but I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and let things go from here, because I've kind of rambled on a lot about this. I guess tell me what you guys think about Target remodeling their stores and all that again, and being forced to make people smile, because I don't know how I feel about this stuff. I'm kind of I'm kind of waiting to see what happens, but on the other hand, I'm kind of scared, because I kind of feel like they're just going to remodel the stores and make it more corporate and all, and less, unique. But, we'll see what happens. But, I mean, and the CEO who said that crap the last time about remodeling their stores, that was the one that actually left. So we actually got a new CEO last year. So we'll see what happens. But I don't think I would say this is like Kmart. I don't feel like there was a lot to come back to. Target, I feel like there's stuff, that's still there, that like merchandise. They actually have their own merchandise you can buy and all that. So I don't know. I feel like people if Target disappeared, I feel like people would miss it more than Kmart. People miss Kmart. I kind of do too, having a rival with Walmart and Target, but also I'm like, there wasn't much I can remember like that made it, stand out compared to the other two, but I don't know. But yeah, for real this time, I'm going to go ahead and let the video go from here, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye-bye.